Excited I am to be in this room with all of you. I am a practice development manager with CareCredit. That means that I work with over 1,600 practices in the state of Arizona, from Greater Phoenix all the way up to northern Arizona. And my dental journey actually began, I'm not going to tell you my age, but my dental journey began June 10th of 1991. So let that sink in. That probably explains the wrinkles too. So anyway, one of the most exciting things for me is that for the first probably 20 years of my career, a lot of the conversation was focused on the how. How do we do better dentistry? How do we improve materials? How do we improve communication, things like that. But what's been really exciting for me is that in the last 4 or 5 years, I've noticed that the trend is leaning more towards the why. And for me, that's a very exciting thing. I've been passionate about dentistry for, well over 2 decades, but I couldn't really effectively communicate the why I was passionate about. I just loved it. I was a dental nerd. I learned everything I could about the materials. I could tell you what the coefficient of thermal expansion was on your composite material because I just like that kind of thing. So now that we're talking about the why, I wanted to share with you something that is near and dear to my heart and the reason why I get up every day and do what I do. So flashback, it's the first beautiful spring day in a suburb of Minneapolis in the spring of 1978. Now, who here is from a cold climate? You show hands? Oh, wow, okay. I'm an Arizona kid, so we don't really understand cold. So this morning, as you can imagine, 30 degrees while I'm having coffee on my back patio was a little bit of a shocker. But it's the first beautiful spring day, and this rambunctious little funny 10-year-old girl and her older brother decided that they had just had enough. They'd been cooped up all winter. It's a good day. We're going out. And of course, they had a lot of pent-up energy. So the first thing they did was they decided to chase each other around the yard and just have a good time like young kids do. And everything went swimmingly until her older brother tripped and took her down with it. Now, unfortunately, her face took the brunt of the impact. And her 2 front teeth were pretty much knocked out. Now, for a 10-year-old kid, that could be pretty traumatic, right? So after a lot of pain, a lot of, dental visits, the endodontist, the GP, she has her teeth back, and as resilient as kids are, she moves on with her life. Now it's 1996. She's marrying her best friend. Now they were a pretty young couple, didn't have a lot of income, so the honeymoon consisted pretty much of just driving up and down the California coast because they didn't have a lot of cash, right? But they did promise each other that for their 20th wedding anniversary, they were going to do something big. They were going to finally get the honeymoon that they always wanted, and they were going to go to Hawaii. The year is now 2015. And she's a mother of 2 beautiful kids. She notices she's got a little bit of a problem. She's got some discomfort on her gums. Goes to the dentist, find out that she has a double abscess and has to go through painful root canal retreats, apicoectomies, et cetera, et cetera. And because the root canals on her front teeth were so old, the teeth were brittle. Non-vital teeth over time become very brittle. And so the crowns started falling out. So imagine the predicament she's in. She's a professional, she's a mom, she's a beautifully happy person who loves to smile all the time, and now her 2 front teeth are falling out. So what are you going to do? Well, like most patients, she went to her dentist and said, what are my options, right? And like a lot of patients, she was thinking, well, I work for the state, so I've got good insurance. You know, the insurance will probably take care of most of it. Well, much to her surprise, I'm hearing giggles. Wait a minute. It's almost like you guys know what's coming up. Much to her surprise, she was looking at a $7,200 out-of-pocket bill. And that's with good insurance, right? Now, she had a choice here because, amazingly, her and her husband had pre-planned for years for their 20th anniversary trip to Hawaii. And as luck would have it, they had about $7,500 saved up. But that's the rub, right? What do you choose? Do you fix your teeth? Or do you honor a promise and a commitment that you made 20 years prior? Well, fortunately, her husband's a fairly smart guy. Not super smart, but fairly smart. And he talked to his office about payment options. And the office was kind enough to give her a CareCredit option that allowed her to pay for her treatment over time and still allow her to honor her commitment and go to Hawaii. And so clearly you can probably tell from the emotion of my voice that that young lady is my beautiful wife. We just celebrated our 26th wedding anniversary. And so when you talk about why do we do what we do, that's my why. I do what I do because every single day I get to work with practices to help them have more effective conversations about the cost of treatment. And our company empowers patients to move forward with the care, not just the diagnosed care, but the care that they desperately want. And we help create smiles every day. So thank you very much for your time. I would encourage you, as you are moving out in the world, reach out to your CareCredit people. Penny said it best. I personally work with over 1,600 offices. So if you're looking for a resource to help get the word out that you've got a great topic that you want to talk about that's going to help them and empower their practices to be more successful, we can be a conduit.